back to the public route. This is chapter 2 for it, the best way to escape from reality. A few days passed, but the thought of Mamoru was never far from my mind. The reason for those bruises and the meaning of that kiss, I couldn't stop wondering. Plus that tattoo on his neck. What kind of past was he hiding? To try and distract myself, I went to my usual cafe during my lunch break. What should I have today? Caught sight of a group of people, was that? Mamoru? Hey, Crystal, what's wrong? You come to see me? What? Hey, Crystal, I'm here too, you know. I was beckoned over to their table. Thanks for letting me join you. Nah, no need for thanks. We shouldn't have had to ask. We're all friends now, aren't we? That's right. Sometimes it can be pretty clever, Hide. What do you mean, sometimes? I felt a smile come to my face at the lively conversation. Thank goodness. Looked like Mamoru was back to himself. What you doing? Work meeting. Oh, that reminds me, I don't think I asked yet, but what do you do? You really want to know? He narrowed his eyes. Remembering the tattoo I'd seen on his neck, I became a little scared to hear the truth. But I was curious. If you don't mind, yes. What should we call you? A solver of disputes? Yeah, something like that. Dispute, what did that mean? There were men here on the table. I looked at him, searching for a clue. Suddenly, the back of his suit. Oh! Without watching me, a teasing smile came to hit at his face. Ah, she's got you. You're pretty surprisingly observant. No, are you? He sure is. You think you're just using me as a way to have some fun? Because it is fun. I don't often get to witness the moment your secret comes to light. Are you a lawyer? Correct, he said shyly. You know, I'm with the police. Look at me. Hideaki took out his police badge from his pocket and casually flipped it open. There's something troubling in his trial, that's what I'm helping. A lawyer and a police officer. I was surprised at the answers. Seemed kind of a little unexpected. Yes, so I would think that's natural enough. I guess one wouldn't expect old men making passes in girl bar to have such proper jobs. I guess you know, huh? I would. Seeing the two laugh together slightly warmed my heart. Just then I was reminded what happened the other day. Looked like his injuries were healed. Maybe I can ask? I'm glad to look like bruises on your face are better. Because you helped treat him, thank you. About that. When I was thinking about how to say it, he leaned over and said, Mayor, if you think about asking about it, do it when we're on our own. The sensation of a voice breathed into my ear brought a blush to my cheeks. Hey, Mamoru, we're in public, you know. Don't be so stuffy. Nothing matters when it comes to two lovers professing their love. Exactly, love-verse. You're awful uptight today, because I'm sober. But you're usually so thick-headed. If I were so thick-headed, I don't think I'd have a job as a police officer, now would I? So Hide on the job's a brilliant policeman. I'll be sure to remember that, Officer Kadama. You please, Mr. Big Shot Lawyer? With his hand still casually wrapped around my hip, Mamoru continued bantering with Hideaki. Well, how about letting Crystal get back to her own life now? She certainly hasn't moved an inch the whole time. She's just enraptured with the intensity of my love. I could have you arrested for public indecency, you know. What have I done that's indecent? Your entire life is R-rated. I'm so honored by the praise, officer. That wasn't supposed to be a compliment. Crystal? I let out a small laugh at the up-tempo repartee. At the bar, it seemed like Hideaki was always the butt of the joke, but apparently not. Sorry, I just thought it was funny. Funny what was, Mamoru's beard? That's going too far. Unlike you, I'm growing it out to be stylish. Shut up! Quit bad-mouthing me in front of her. I was only telling her the truth so that she isn't deceived by your smooth talk. You want to talk? Ha! The banter continued on. Like that, I too was sucked into the lively atmosphere. Because of that, I never did get to ask the details of what happened. That evening, wanting a drink, I stopped by Adair on the way home from work. Oh, when I looked around, I saw Mamoru in the corner. He was looking at the table. What was he doing? I snuck up behind him, trying to go unnoticed. A peeping Tom, are you? I didn't know you were so indecent. He spun around to grin at me. Indecent? Obviously I wasn't trying to do anything like that. You just don't realize it yourself. When it comes to that, I'm not surprisingly anything. I'm just boring, ordinary girl. That's not true. You're quite attractive. If you can't see that either, then how about I show you? With that, his face drew close, stopping when his lips were almost touching mine. After a few seconds like that, he's too close. What is he thinking? My My heart was pounding so loud in my own chest I thought he could hear it. What? Not gonna do it this time? He spoke regretfully and pulled back. This time? Realizing he was referring to the time in the evening park, my face grew warm. Noticing me blush, he started laughing under his breath. I could tell he was definitely making fun of me. Mr. Arashiro, would you please do me the favor of stopping right there? Please refrain from that kind of behavior so as not to disturb the dignity of this establishment. Oh my, I can't very well disobey a request from the owner like that. I greatly appreciate your understanding and cooperation. Hey, Crystal, come sit next to me. As he spoke, Mamoru patted the chair next to him. You came to see me, didn't you? I sat down as invited. On top of the table, tarot cards were lined up. Was he a fortune teller? I looked at the cards suspiciously, not believing he would have anything to do with fortunes. Are you interested in fortune telling? Yes, a lot. Do you know how to use tarot cards? From past experience a while back. Shall I do a reading for you? Would you really? If you wish, my dear, with pleasure. He then began calmly mixing the cards. What would you like them to tell you? Can you see anything at all? Sure. Depends on how you interpret the cards, so basically anything can work. Then tell me about my love life. Alrighty. For a moment he narrowed his eyes and then picked up a card. After lining them up, he looked at me. Okay, let's begin. Okay. With a practice motion, he revealed the cards one by one. First, an upright moon. Second, an upright wheel of fortune. And third, a reversed hangman. As he smoothly flipped the cards, he lightly read the names. I found myself listening to the quiet, monotonous voice, so different than usual. The fourth is an upright hierophant, and the fifth is the lovers. Upright. Let's see. What do they say? The cards can tell you many things. It's up to me how to read and interpret them. You believe what I tell you? Yeah, I will. He gave a quick smile and then started to explain. The 5 cards I just turned over represent different things. The past, present, near future, far future are what you truly wish for. You've had an experience that makes you extremely anxious. You want to do something, but the more you struggle, the more you're unable to move. An experience that made me anxious. Is that what happened at the park? Maybe this was a warning to not get too involved with whatever he was dealing with. But the Wheel of Fortune's begun to spin. The cards know your love's future. That's what the 6th card will show. I looked at the 6th one where it lay, still face down on the table. With a slow, steady movement, he reached for the card. The 6th card will show your destiny. It will tell you something that's yet to come. With that, he flipped it over. It was an image of a skeleton riding a white horse. I knew it. Yeah, I remember. It was death. When I looked at what was written at the bottom, it said death. Death? Mamoru sharply furrowed his brow and looked at me intently. He stared at me as if trying to read something from my own eyes. Unable to look away, I returned to gaze. You have straightforward, honest eyes. I can sense you have a strong will. So that means you'll have to create your own destiny. Huh? Before I had time to ask what he meant, he started to put the cards away. Wait, what does that mean? What did the last one mean? Shouldn't put too much faith in them. Faith? Fortune telling's just a good guess. It's not always accurate. I know that. Maybe, but I find most girls tend to cling to something they can believe in. I'm glad you trust me, but in the end, you've got to decide the truth for yourself. Deeply intrigued by the mysterious words, I etched the image of the last card into my mind. You read the cards just now considering my love life, right? Well, yeah, I did. Then I guess I'll have to discover my own future for myself. I looked into his eyes as I spoke with confidence. He startled for a moment, then looked at me with something like admiration. You're very brave. I'm really not. You were... Oops. Whoa, what the I think I accidentally held down the space bar. Sorry about that, everyone. Your eyes, did something happen to give you a change of heart? He looked at me with a gentle smile that said he knew everything. I didn't. Sorry, I skipped a couple of lines. I was sure he probably did. That ever since I'd seen the weak smile that day at the park, he'd been on my mind. My feelings to want to know more about him were getting stronger. The feeling of wanting to know someone, was that? Not wanting to say my thoughts out loud, I just gave a quick nod. Well, as long as you're happy and well. His tender smile and the warmth of his hand stroking my head brought a heat to my cheeks. I quickly spoke up to change the topic. Anyway, I was really surprised. Surprised? About what? That you would be into fortune telling. Well, you know, a long time ago there was a time when I was in some trouble. He swirled his drink as he talked. The glass in his hand was again today filled with tequila. What kind? A lot of things to think about. Though I'd chosen my own path, I had nothing but regrets. So I started to want to trust my life to someone other than myself. My eyes went to the tattoo on his neck, just barely visible underneath his shirt. What kind of past did he have? Entrusting your life to someone else, do you still feel like that today? And sometimes. Looking somewhat sad, he downed all the tequila left in the glass. Apparently he remembered something he'd better forget. I felt a pang in my chest. Anyway, enough about that. I'm sure you're getting bored hearing me talk about myself. Well, not at all. He looked at me as if surprised by the answer. I just want to know more. Inadvertently, I said the thought in my head. You want to know more? Is it the start of love? He asked teasingly. He was exactly right. As I sat there unable to speak, he looked at me with concern. Sorry, I was just kidding. Don't look so anxious. He then averted his gaze and took a sip of his fresh glass of tequila. I felt a little rejected to hear my own true thoughts dismissed so plainly. Just kidding. So what do you want to know? Out of consideration for me as I sulked in silence, he kindly agreed to talk. How you got hurt the other day? For a split second, I saw a panicked look in his eyes, but the next instant it was replaced with his usual joking face. We can't talk about that here. Then where? Like I said, only something we can talk about when it's just the two of us. His face slowly came near to mine. His sweet scent, today mixed in with the smell of alcohol, was stronger than usual. My mind turned numb. Are you sure you want me to say what happened? After whispering in my ear, he drew back and looked at me with a calculating gaze. Yes? I said without hesitating. Then let's go. But where? Somewhere we can be alone. With that, he swiftly got to his feet. So true. Can I get the check, please? Mamoru whipped out his card as if to pay for my portion without thinking twice. Mamoru? What? Thank you. I mean, for buying my drink. Nothing. It was nothing. My honor to help such a lovely princess as yourself. As he spoke, he reached out and took my hand. It's here. He brought me to the park from the other day. I somehow felt slightly disappointed. What, would you prefer somewhere else? You want, we can still change the location. But if we do, I couldn't say for sure what would happen. My heart jumped at the words whispered into my ear from behind. What are you imagining? I'm sure you can guess. Huh. Is my influence rubbing off on you? Well. I can think of no greater happiness than this, my dear. With that benevolent statement, he wrapped his arms around me from behind. What are you doing? No use struggling. I have no intention of telling you anything unless you're in my arms. I didn't have any choice but to be still and bear it. That's right. Just let me hold you. I want us to be able to discuss this calmly. Are you really going to tell me? Are you sure you still want me to? I can think of more fun things we can do alone like this. He hugged me even tighter, making my heart race. But you promised me you would. I really did plan to, but now I changed my mind. He continued speaking with an easy lilt. Don't you think it's sexier to leave the riddle of mystery for a while longer? He then put his lips to the side of my neck. Oh, so you do have that voice in you. His lips trailed across my skin down to the nape of my neck. Mamoru, what are you doing? What do you mean, what am I doing? Can't you tell? His teeth lightly grazed my skin. I couldn't help but let out a soft moan with the tender bite on my neck. He just smiled and professed how cute that was. That hurts. With a little bit of pain can feel good too, don't you think? What are you saying? Calm down. I tried to object, but he only bit down on a different place on my neck. It's okay, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not that coarse. He then started tracing circles around the spot with his tongue. You're too adorable, Crystal. Do you want some more of that? His hand started caressing the area around my hips. My body started to involuntarily shiver at the sensation when, what's all this? At the sudden voice, Mamoru's hand stopped. A little lover's tryst, is it? When I looked up, I saw Yorihisa standing there, a grin on his face. Hodo. I was on my way to Deer when I heard some voices. Sounds like you're having fun, Mamoru. You bet. I know Chris is cute, but try to go easy on her. I'm being very moderate here. Well, it sure doesn't look like it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had to say anything. If you want, you can join in. Mamoru, what? When I protested, too embarrassed to stand it any longer, he let go. So I thought, but he only spun me around and embraced me from the front. Just kidding. I wouldn't give you up to anyone. Mamoru, seriously, go easy on her, okay? I'll do what I can. It's okay, Crystal. Mamoru went a little too far with his joke, but he didn't mean any harm. Noticing my confusion, Yorihisa kindly tried to calm my emotions. Just think of it as a consequence of being in love. A consequence of... At the mention of those words, Mamoru suddenly let go of me and stepped away. Huh? I guess I'll be off then. Leaving Yorihisa and I behind, Mamoru started walking away. Jeez, he's got something going on again, poor guy. I was confused, not understanding the meaning of the whispered words. My body was rapidly losing the fever I'd burned with being held by Mamoru. Here we go. Chapter 2 of Mamoru's route done. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time with whatever. Bye!